I'm Steph Smith. I am 25. I teach 7th grade language arts in North Brunswick, and I've been at Restorative for 4 months. My story is a little different from most people here at church. I didn't really grow up with church surrounding by me. I didn't have that constant Sunday. My parents, we went to church. I remember when I was really little, we would go, but it wasn't a big priority. It was more of just something that was expected. My home life was always pretty consistent growing up. I remember ever since I was little, constant fighting, constant yelling, mom leaving, not coming back for hours, just always negative. And it only got worse as I got older, and I could see more, experience more, and I was more vocal about it with myself. And it wasn't until high school where it got really bad. I don't know if it's because I was noticing and seeing it more since I was older, or because I was choosing to argue back with them. But my dad struggled with substance abuse. He was an alcoholic, and I later learned that he was addicted to drugs as well, narcotics. And when I was about a sophomore in high school, it's when a lot of the fighting had escalated a lot. And so I found myself trying to escape home a lot. And the one place I had to escape to was my church and my youth group that I had started, being connected with a few years prior. And it only got stronger. So junior year, senior year, I was at church probably 4 times a week, just to not be at home. And the more I went, the more I noticed how wonderful the adult leaders were and how together they seemed, and how you can live this whole life in a positive light and not always be negative. And it was something that I strive for, and it's something that I wanted for my life. By going to church and by being led by these wonderful leaders and seeing other perspective, I learned the power of forgiveness, and I learned to just let it go. And I learned that my parents' identity is not mine. And just because they struggle with certain things doesn't mean I had to. So I kind of went my own way and discovered myself in Christ on my own, which was really difficult to do, especially when you move away from those leaders, you move away from your church, and you're hours and hours away, and you're kind of left to just be with you and God. But it's kind of crazy how that happens, because in that moment when I was on my own trying to find myself, my dad called me up one day in 2010, and it was November, before Thanksgiving break, and he said, Steph, I have to tell you something. And I was thinking, oh no, what now? And he said, I just want to let you know I'm an alcoholic. And my initial reaction was, well, yeah, Dad, I know. It was really hard. It was really hard to hear your dad realize all this, and it was my opportunity to, do I show him my anger and frustration, or do I show forgiveness? And do I coach him through this, even as his daughter? So that's kind of what happened without me even having time to think about it. Hope played a role my whole life. I can remember countless nights praying. Even when I wasn't going to church, I remember praying, please let him stop drinking. Please let the fighting stop. Just please let it stop. Please don't let them get divorced. And it was just this constant, I know it's going to happen. I don't know when, and it just has to work. And at that moment, as a 20-year-old, hearing your dad admit all of this and seek help and totally transform his life in front of you, it's just this validation of there is hope. 2 Corinthians 4:16-18. So we do not lose heart. Though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day. This light momentary affliction is preparing us for an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison, as we look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient, but the things that are unseen are eternal.